Why did the faceless man never have any friends?
Because he was hiding his true self from everybody.
Because he was always two-faced, but you could never tell which one. Hello and welcome to day 15 of the Genesis of Androzani Advent Calendar for 2024. We're doing Game of Thrones. Last time we had Season 6, Episode 7, which was The Broken Man, when the Hound returned. And then now we have Episode 8, which is called No One.
Well, last episode was really quite terrible, bar like one or two bits that were like interesting to talk about, and the acting was pretty solid from a lot of side characters. It was the episode where a lot of side characters were actually relatively decent, and the main characters were absolute poo.
Jamie and the Blackfish was sexy, though.
That was the best scene of the episode by far. Very good stuff. Hopefully that's paid off well. If it's not, then that'll be a shame. But yeah, that episode was very, very annoying and very frustrating and quite bad. But we're now in the final 3 episodes of the season, so it's going to ramp up even more now.
We haven't seen Tyrion in a while.
It's been like, what, 3 episodes?
Yeah, since episode 5.
For us, it's been months because we have watched these last 3 episodes in the space of a week or 2.
This will be the 3rd one.
As opposed to, yeah. Oh, this would be the 3rd one, yeah.
I have my cat curled up in my bed for this one, so that's nice.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah.
You got puss in your bed. Lovely.
Yeah. I'll have the same thing tomorrow as well, but that'll be of a different variety. Ha ha.
Oh god. Oh, that's so vulgar.
Anyway, speaking of vulgar, shall we watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Are you? Excited,
No.
are you?
No.
This episode is just under an hour.
I'm lying. I just lied right there.
D&D are back.
Yeah. These next 3 episodes are going to be crazy massive. Took her advice. Jeremy, like, some incredible acting. Fucking went off the script.
She's trained well in kayfabe.
Oh, you know what would be really sad? If the fucking... I forget what her name is, comes in and actually kills her. It finishes the job that I couldn't do.
Oh, the waif, you mean?
Yeah. Like, she's actually done the job. That's probably Arya. Bleeding profusely on the floor. Yep, of course it is. Because this show is not smart.
Plot armor running out. Please recharge.
She's only now is she starting to like get really pale after probably like what? Half an hour to an hour? Hey. Wow. Someone who probably didn't deserve it, but she probably wasn't a very good person.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't to the level of ruining her life.
I don't think I could remember all of the lines. Come with us.
That's a lie. You can remember a list. When your heart's in it, you can remember anything. But she has a hell of a motive. I wonder where that would lead.
What's that? Milk of the poppy.
West of Westeros.
I don't want any.
Well, Christopher Columbus would say India.
I appreciate the reply, but that isn't what I meant.
Oh. Oh, right.
I didn't mean that literal. I didn't mean literal. I meant narratively.
Give me milk of the poppy and let me die.
Give me milk of the poppy and let me die. Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that? Memories of a better time.
Bobby B.
Fucking, why does the guy on the right look familiar? I don't know why. He's just got one of those faces.
Is he the guy from Sex Education but with a beard?
He looks very similar to him, but I don't think it would actually be him.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's just gross. He probably is very closeted.
He also looks like Harbo.
Oh yeah, he does a little bit. That might be actually why. Oh no.
Oh.
I'm just gonna stand there and just take it. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no, right at his knob. Oh no.
You're shit at dying, you know that.
Very different from I like it where you die, boy. Because sometimes people who die are probably not gonna be great at it.
I'll walk the rest of the way myself. I can't go off on a secret mission in the company of the most famous dwarf in the city.
I mean, you're literally like 3 minutes away from it. It's like, their relationship used to be like very like complex and interesting.
Now it's like they're in love.
Well, it's like as the development is interesting and like cool, like they become like really close as friends. But the way we've got here it's not there. It's been very poor.
Hello, fuck buddy.
Former.
His Holiness the High Septon wishes to speak with you at the Great Sept of Baelor.
You just hate it when your ex is your cousin.
Yeah.
Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
You won't win. Oh dear. Rip his head off with your bare hands. Did they all just run away? Oh! I think they're all gonna be murdered. Oh! See you, Toby. He just came in to see your head get ripped off and leave.
He wanted to say hello to my cat, Gaz. And then this happened.
Please tell His High Holiness he's always welcome to visit.
Well, that was very cunty.
Yeah. That's very classic Cersei. Very classic. Oh, we've not seen them in fucking ages. Jesus Christ. Bad memories. At least they're being smart. Relatively. Hi, Bronn.
You think they're fucking?
I was about to say, is he going to make another fucking joke? And he just literally did at the same time.
And she'd fuck him, don't you think? The way she looks at him.
It's like a gossip magazine.
Irritating.
Yeah.
Heard working with a little brother on that account. Come on. You're the one with the magic cook.
Ah, yeah.
Ah, harassment. Love it.
I mean, it's not out of character, it's just stupid.
No, it's not. No, yeah.
Then how come an old cunt like me can still sneak up and murder you?
That's a different sort of fighting.
Now that's the truth, isn't it? You want to learn that sort of fighting? All right.
I do really like Podrick's actor a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
Because he tries to be stoic, but he's actually really charming.
The other part.
Yeah.
Lesson number one. As soon as anyone wants to hit you,
Yeah, that's actually really funny. That's actually really funny.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Great scene, no notes.
Tell her I failed.
Sadly, as always.
at this very moment. Where are you going?
It's crazy how different things are without Tywin there.
The Crown has decided that from this day forward, trial by combat will be forbidden throughout the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh
Tradition is a
no.
British one. A scheme devised by corrupt rulers in order to
Well, he's half right in a sense. But yeah, it's massive manipulation.
What a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Just a puppet on some strings.
I am happy. You should both be happy as well.
More
Not so
drinking,
long
I
ago.
guess.
I have tried wine before. It made me feel funny.
That's how you know it's working. Here's to our queen.
This is peer pressure.
Anyone not drinking?
Yeah, very strange.
As someone who doesn't drink alcohol, I find this disturbing.
Yeah.
It'd be like being a vegetarian and watching someone be forced to eat meat.
Yeah.
That is the worst joke I ever heard.
You don't even know what a joke is.
I'm soldier for my life.
More jokes.
Oh my god, he's smiling.
Once walked into a brothel with a honeycomb and a jackass. The madam says...
It's that joke he always says but never gets to tell. What a great running gag.
Waste of time storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Scene 3 or 4?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Pointless shit. Some of it's okay, but it's so irrelevant.
Here's the thing, the idea of it, I'm fully behind, trying humanising, the Unsullied, and have them develop as people. It's just not, great. I didn't mind it, I'll say that. I just probably went a bit too long.
Feels like a deleted scene.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. It goes on a little bit too long.
More than a husband or a son.
Do you think I care whom you admire and whom
No,
you
I don't, but I'm telling you anyway, because you're my prisoner. You don't have a choice. Your sister was a strong...
Don't talk about Cat.
I'll talk about whomever I want.
You didn't come here to talk about our sisters.
That's exactly why I came here. I love Cersei. You can laugh at that if you want. You can sneer. It doesn't matter.
Oh. Jamie's on a roll at the moment. Stealing the show.
Because it's a trap, you idiot. Don't let him in.
He's my lord. I've sworn to serve the Lord of Riverrun and obey his commands.
You're not obeying
Are you
commands.
thick?
My lord has given an order.
With a knife to his throat. That is not a valid order.
Are you, insanely thick, mate?
Lower the drawbridge and open the gate for Lord Eirich.
Why are you so stupid? You're so thick.
My lord.
You're all about to be murdered.
I think the most persuasive thing that Jamie did was by mentioning Catelyn and Cersei's fierceness to defend their children. It planted a seed in Edmure's head about his own child.
Go on, now. I haven't had a proper sword fight in years.
No, I think this is stupid.
I'm a damn fool of myself.
There's being prideful and there's this. I think this is too far.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's pointless. I think it's
You
stupid.
could be helping Sansa help. It's just like, come on.
We found the black fish.
He's not that selfish.
No.
He died fighting my lord.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, what else is going to happen? It's like a waste.
It's very similar to what they did with Barristan. It's just like, oh.
Well, yeah, it's like he would be extremely helpful in the north, but the writers don't want him anymore, so they just They just kill him off.
Throw him in the bin. You promised them safe passage. This golden hand.
Yeah.
Now that is love right there.
He's got a lot of issues to work through. Oh no! Wild guess. Dragon comes in and just burns them all, and that's how the episode ends. And then they take over all the ships that have been delivered to their doorstep. That seems like the way this is going to go. Well, I actually thought it'd be the very end of the episode. Unless this is going to be the end of the episode and this is it. I mean, it's going to be... We know it's going to be. Yeah. It's like, come on. This is just like so... This is so like paint by numbers. And it's so like uninspiring. Oh, okay. That was it.
Yeah. Marine is Marine.
Yeah, time to do more murdering.
Oh, well, he found Lemmy Lem Cloak.
Oh, hello.
Ah.
Hey!
Brotherhood Civil War.
The fuck you doing? Hanging them. Any particular reason?
The guy just sitting on the tree there.
Tougher girls than you have tried to kill me.
You can have one of them.
2.
I would take that, to be honest. Fair enough. Good bargaining, I guess.
No.
Not here.
We hang them. Hanging? All over in an instant. Where's the punishment in that? They die. They all bloody die. Except this one.
We gave you 2 of the 3 out of respect for your loss. That's generous.
It's not really theirs if you're just going to do the same thing you were going to do in the first place. Like, in his heart's hearts, it's not really his kill. Oh, there you go.
I'll give you anything.
At least he did it, I guess.
Shoe shopping.
God, imagine having to... Oh, you just like... your foot is covered in mud as well, and you're putting that on. It's... Ugh.
He's a dog. He's a dog, Callum. He's a dog.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, now he's eating a bone.
I mean, that's fine.
Now it's just the lads.
The lads. We all prefer chicken. Do we need to see his penis come out? Such a weird thing to film.
How's the terminally ill patient going?
I'm waiting for the Faceless One to actually be Lady Crane. And then just stab her again.
Now that would be a parody.
I mean, she's probably is going to die this episode.
Well, she's standing on a stool, which is not, that's
yeah,
safe.
there she is. Oh, literally the scene I fucking called it as well. You're not fooling anyone. Well, I was writing that she would come and finish the job. She's like so dead. And you're going to be blamed for it. Probably. Even though you're massively injured.
Oh.
Fuck, Jesus! That's rough. You didn't do your fucking job when you tried to kill her, so you can't talk!
They didn't have a stool outside.
Oh, she only had a knife. Oh my god, there's an open balcony outside. Oh my god, you're not smart, Show. You're so fucking stupid. Yeah, look at that. Oh, bye.
Yeah, even though she's lost almost all her blood. Milk it.
No. Her legs would be fucking... No, fuck off. Yeah,
Milk of
I'm
the
gonna go
poppy.
do that right now.
Milk of the poppy. Magic.
Jesus Christ. This episode just got really shit very fast. She jumped off what was like a 2-floor building and is completely fine with her stomach only recently being like stitched up. How she... this is so like...
Now
I
we're doing,
hate everything about this.
We're doing Assassin's Creed now.
How did she outrun you? You know why they spill that water? Because she'll be having, like, footprints. So...
Oh, it's a steam room.
Easy find. Like, it's like, this is just so, like... Everything about this scene is just so terrible. This whole storyline is just massively just fallen off. And it wasn't even good to begin with.
Oh, there we go.
Look how obvious she is! Aren't you meant to be, like, really good at, like, assassinations, even though you're not actually?
Menacing
Oh, God, that was
pose.
funny. Oh my God, why is she so... Oh, I feel bad for this actress. I feel bad for the actress, because, like, she's obviously trying, but this is, like, so cringe. This is so bad. How are your feet not, like, in 1,000 pieces?
She literally has
Oh,
stab wounds,
no.
and she's going down the stairs like that.
Oh no. My basket! Well, like, no one's going to her. Oh, only now is the wound resurfaced.
Why is she standing still?
Why does she keep sitting there, standing still every time she's revealed? It's so cringe.
You have a job to do.
No, but she wants to take her time. She wants to make her suffer.
But why? She's a faceless man. She has no ego, no agenda.
That's not interesting storytelling.
Yes, it is if you do it well.
No, shut up. She needs to be full of rage and hate for our main protagonist.
Like every other fucking character in this show, outside of Bravos.
Shut up.
That's exactly the same.
This is...
Oh, blood trail! She's at the blood trail! I can smell your blood, Arya. I can
This is
smell
getting more
you.
cartoonish by the minute. This
I
is
know
really
it's
like...
you. I know where you are. I can smell your blood.
That's what I'm expecting from, like, in a second. But no, she's trapped in a corner. But here's the thing, right? I know she's not going to die. So how the fuck does she get out of this? And how is it going to be extremely stupid? And makes the scene even worse.
On your knees or on your feet?
Oh, now you get to decide how you die. Not before. Not when I snuck up on you and stabbed you in the stomach like 10 times. It was all a trap. It was all a trap.
Ah, yeah. So it
Are
happens.
you fucking what?
So it happens off screen.
No. Oh my God, I love this so much. It's so bad. This is so terrible. Oh my God.
Blood dripping.
Oh, this is the highlight of the entire show. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Guess who's been added to the collection? A face that was already a face.
That's fine. We won't show the actual fight. We won't show the actual fight. Just cut away. This guy was like, this whole plotline was like so good in season 2. Like their interactions so great. Now it's just fucking cartoonish bullshit. See, it was. She's. Yeah.
And I'm going home.
Ah, well, so it was all pointless.
Yeah. What an arc.
She trained to be no one.
So
She decided not to be no one, even when it was given to her.
No. It was a trial. Well, it's an insanely good arc. You know, she tried to be no one, but in her heart of hearts, she has to be herself. She has to be herself, Connor. That's the story. That's the themes.
What about her wounds, though?
Oh. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, you can go watch the full length on Patreon. This episode was amazing, so thank you for watching.
You're stealing my job.
Well, I'm in a great mood.
Hello, Gaz. Have you been awoken by this episode? He's blinking.
That was my favourite episode of all time. I absolutely loved it. On a serious note, man, that episode was like filled with like some really decent stuff, and then filled with like some of the worst Game of Thrones I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. That's exactly what it was.
That everything to do with that last 10 minutes was so bad, so cartoonish. No wonder they were hired to do Star Wars.
Yeah, I think almost all of the Bravos stuff was all terrible, right?
Lady Crane was good. I liked her. She was as always. She's great.
That's true.
And then she died really brutally, which I predicted
she
to happen.
completely fucked up that woman's face, apparently, which is interesting.
Yeah, like she was like brutalized, not just like I like break your neck or like stab you in the throat or something. She got like almost if it was like with a vendetta. It was just like so crazy.
Yeah, fell on his stool.
Yeah, just kicked the stool and she fell, and then she was like as if she was mauled by wolves.
Even though the waif was like on the other side of the room and Lady Crane turned around.
No, she went back there because she kept hiding and for dramatic reveals. Also, like, you know what's really funny about the bit where she's about to like jump out the window? In the beginning of the scene, the light is not. It's like the light is like clearly like there's no light coming into the room at the start. Oh no, wait, the door is open to be fair, but it's yeah, it's just everything about it. So, everything about that part where she jumps out the window is so funny.
Let me break this down bit by bit because I can remember it very vividly, and I've seen this multiple times. So, in the last episode, Arya was standing on a bridge. She got stabbed by the waif, knife wrenched in the guts. She went into sewer water river, and then went out, walked down the street. No one was helping her. She was clenching her stomach. Got all the way to the play hut, was behind the curtains. Lady Crane found her, stitched her up, somehow, despite losing all that blood, gave her milk of the poppy, she slept, then she woke up, and then the waif found her, and despite being bandaged from insane blood loss and definite infection, jumped out of a balcony, landed, sprinted, jumped over things, jumped down things, rolled downstairs, reopened her wounds, left a blood trail everywhere, so the waif could chase her, could, see her. The waif stood there still to look at her menacingly, and then stalked her. And then when they actually got to the fight, she cut the candle so it happens off-screen. So a wounded Arya on the brink of death kills the waif, who is apparently a faceless man, but then now we realize that she has an ego to actually kill this person, even though faceless men are supposed to be anonymous. Arya removes her face, which is supposed to be some kind of I have, done the faceless man thing of tearing off someone's face, right? Except the difference is, the waif was already a faceless man, therefore you're only removing a mask that exists and placing it on the wall. And then Jaqen H'ghar says, oh, a girl is finally no one, and then she rejects her entire purpose of going to Bravos and goes back home.
All this stuff, literally, I can sum up what this whole story arc was in, like, a sentence. She gained abilities. of becoming other people. That's what she's gone there to do.
Yeah, but
that's why she's there. The writers needed her to gain the ability to become anybody at any point.
But you know, they dropped like a massive nuke on this storyline, and they just blew it up. And it's some of the worst stuff the show has ever done. It's diabolically
This is
bad.
like one of the worst endings to any arc I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think actually...
Because it goes from, like, relatively interesting, like, Season 2, like, this is the very start of it. It's in Season 2, where we get all this mystery stuff with the characters, and it's really interesting, and Aya's, like, you know, interest in it. Very cool. And then we get to when she arrived last season, right? And now... 2 seasons later, it's just the most cartoonish, stupid bullshit, and it ends with a fucking insanely cartoonish chase scene with no actual fight because they cut away from it, and then the end, the theme is, don't try and be no one, be yourself. Have I summed that up relatively well? Because I think I have.
So I think so far in the show, we've had, in terms of like the worst moments, we've had the way they handled Tywin's ending and Shay and Tyrion.
That's number one. Yeah.
The Stannis stuff from episode 9 and 10 of season 5. So burning his daughter and then dying like a bitch to snow and swords.
And that's number 2. Completely destroying Stannis' character with no actual build up to it. So that's number 2.
Daenerys overthrowing the Dosh Khaleen. Season 6, episode 4.
That was pretty...
And then you got this.
Yeah, that was quite bad. I think this is worse than that because this is like cartoonish. This is like extremely cartoonish. And it ruins, like,
at least with the Daenerys one, we see it happen. We see
the
the
that happens, and I understand why they're trying to do it. It's just quite cringe and executed quite poorly. This is just complete cartoonish bullshit. That's completely ruined a mythical thing that's like quite interesting from the first couple seasons. And even last season at time, there was like interesting stuff. This season, it is just random cartoonish bullshit with a person who shouldn't have a motive but actually does, and chases down our main character to an alley, and then we cut away, and then they're dead. And then she's like, I am no one. I'm not no one. I am me. It's just like, what a fucking jigsaw way of like pathing out a way of doing this theme of like, you should be yourself. It's the most weird way I've ever seen that theme being done.
It's crazy to think that Maisie Williams, she came off like just recently filming Hellbent, and then she did this.
What a run! Oh, what a run in 2015. Jesus
2015,
Christ.
2016.
What a run. Yeah, what a run. What a great 2 years for her.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for her around this time because she is just fed absolute bullshit. And she has to fucking deal with all this stupid nonsense story.
Also, the fact that when she said, I'm not no one, I'm Arya Stark, and Jaqen like winks at her, I think that's really out of character.
Wait, did he wink? Did he wink at her?
Sort of.
I didn't even notice that. I was laughing too hard.
He does like a half wink, like it's like a subtle like nod of approval.
Oh yeah, that's so stupid. Oh my god, that's bad.
When you think about like what a faceless man truly believes, this is really like, this is genuinely ridiculous.
He should be... What should have happened? Like, it still would have been fucking terrible. But I expected her to kill him, or him being very annoyed by all this.
I have to infer that this girl has outsmarted the entire thesis of this religion. Like, she has provided him with a version of events that he has now gone, oh yes, what my gods told me is not as cool as what you just did. Which I don't believe for a second.
Man, that was just... Everything about that was just so terrible.
Yeah.
It was so cartoonish, and it was so poorly done.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a shame because it really sinks the episode. Badly.
It really does, because it's like you're cutting away from like a really... even though the ending of... the Blackfish was like quite... I did not like that at all. I thought that was a really stupid ending. The whole build up to it is like really intriguing and like very expertly done, and there's so many character moments that are really cool, and like the dialogue is really good. And then you cut to ire running through the streets.
The thing with Riveron, though, is like, apart from the bronze sex jokes and the Blackfish's death, everything else about it is great. Whereas with Bravos, it's all terrible apart from Lady Crane.
But this isn't even the best parts of her. We've already had all the stuff that's like really interesting. The opening scene, obviously, with her acting like her arse off, is just like really cool. It's just really great. Yeah. But then after that, Bravos just completely falls apart.
It's a shame we didn't get any more like cameos from Richard E. Grant, because that could have salvaged it a little bit.
Well, you heard his voice very briefly, but we didn't actually see him. Imagine how interesting it would have been if like all the actors walked in on Lady Crane being dead and Arya's just asleep in bed. How interesting would that have been? I think that'd be very interesting to watch. Instead of, a fucking stupid chase scene.
What if, imagine if like the actors were trying to protect Arya from the wife, and then they all get slaughtered.
I would imagine from what we've learned, then they wouldn't do that. They're quite assholes.
I'm thinking, because she killed Lady Crane because Arya was supposed to kill her. Therefore, there was consent to kill her, right?
Yeah.
Because I was remembering back to Harrenhal where Jaqen said that is not a name for you to kill. It's not your person. You have to. There is only so many people you can kill. It's not like you can just go around rampaging anyone you want. Like, there has to be. But then again, that makes me think: why does the waif want to kill Arya? Then it kind of goes exactly against the whole philosophy.
Because she's an evil person.
Ugh, it's just rubbish. It's all rubbish. It's all terrible.
Yeah, it's real dumb. Also, I mentioned it during the episode when they talked about what's west of Westeros, and I'm like, I wonder where that's going to lead.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about something else that was also silly, but in like a less offensive way. I think the Hound stuff is a little bit suspect. So I'll say this: the first scene is probably worse than the second scene, because the first scene he stumbles upon those random guys and he just like completely brutalizes them in a very like silly way, just so he can try and find the others. And then he does find them. We get reintroduced to Beric and Thoros, which was fun. They have that whole scene where they do the hangings. I think the best thing about this whole thing in this episode is that the actors and the dialogue are really fun. Like, they have good chemistry that they've picked up on since they were last seeing each other in season 3. And, they sort of round off like you killed my friend, and then they have given us, the Brotherhood, a bad name, therefore they come together. It's kind of like, that's entertaining. Like you pointed out, why did we need to see the Hound's cock, though, when he was having a piss? That was, like, weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard apparently the reason why they did that is they got complaints that there was too much female nudity in the shows. They decided to add a male one.
So we'll add more.
No, like they're going to balance it out by having some male nudity.
I mean, but we'll add more nakedness when you could just not do it. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, who cares? Who cares?
It was so pointless as well.
Yeah, it's like, exactly, that's what I mean. It's pointless.
Like, there's nothing sexy about watching the Hound take a piss.
No,
I don't think there is.
Also, the editing when he's killing the initial guys at the beginning of the episode is quite poor. There's some really bad cuts.
Yeah. So anyway, the Hound's back with the Brotherhood again.
Oh no. I mean, he has, again, the whole way we got here is probably the more achingly terrible part of all this, rather than what he's actually doing now.
I think the actors. It's just. I think the actors save it. They're really fun actors. Like, they're really entertaining.
I think that's probably that saves it very slightly.
Although I am missing Anguy, though. He was the archer from season 3, and he's not there. Remember when Anguy shot his arrow into the air and it landed right next to Hot Pie? Alright, let's talk about Meereen. So, the first scene was with Varys leaving. He's going on some diplomatic mission. I thought this was fine.
Back to Westeros.
This one was alright. That scene with Varys.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was fine.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. It's fine.
This isn't really my favourite version of their connection. I'd prefer them to be I don't know, just the very sort of softness of their friendship just kind of it doesn't feel right for these characters, but it's what they've
You
gone
just
with.
you don't like bros being bros. I get it.
Well, not when it's fucking Varys, but whatever. I don't believe that Tyrion Lannister would ever fully trust the Spider, to be honest.
I don't think we've done enough to earn that. Yeah, sure, I get that.
Because remember, he was forced into saving him by Jaime. It wasn't... Sorry, not Jaime, by... No, sorry, it was Jaime, my bad. Yeah, he was forced into saving him by Jaime. It wasn't like a... but the other scenes... So, the joke scene, like you say, they humanize the Unsullied and Missandei. It's a fine little gag, but I don't know if this was needed. Like, it feels very inconsequential to the grand scheme of the show, and I feel like you could have spent more time doing other things, especially given like that the next season is a lot shorter, and you're just like standing around doing a lot of fluff just so you can get to the part where Daenerys comes back.
Yeah, it's very just like, this is all easily predictable, and it's not interesting.
It's kind of like, maybe not quite as egregious, but it kind of reminds me of like the whole Smash the Beatles scene from season 4. It's just very pointless. And as you pointed out, the Daenerys reveal was very just whatever.
It was just like, okay, this was like, I predicted it as soon as the scene started, and it's just like,
yeah.
And it's not bad because it's predictable. It's just like paint by numbers. Like we're going into a very simplistic path with this storyline of just like, she comes in and she saves the day. They now have a bunch of ships they can use.
Yeah.
Once they kill them all.
Yeah.
It's like the writers are just like, they're actually mad still, so they're going to come in with all their ships, the ships that they actually need.
Yeah.
And so now she'll come out right at the time where they need her to.
Yeah. I think just this episode, Marine, is just nothing. It's just so blank.
It's nothing good.
Yeah. But let's start... Now, I feel like we've gotten the worst out the way now. Let's talk... Oh, actually, no, that's not true. There is one other thing I hate, but we'll get to it later. Let's talk about King's Landing. I think consistently this one was good all the way through from what I remember.
Yeah, there was decent stuff.
Yeah, so they try and threaten Cersei, and the Mountain protects her at first. You know, rips the guy's head, which was crazy.
Right from its spine.
Yeah, which is interesting because in the exact same episode, we also had the Hound attacking, so it's like the two brothers like wrecking shop in this episode. That was cool. So
I do really like... I like the I choose violence part of that scene.
Yes.
I think that's just like very good of a summary of Cersei's character.
Yes. And you can see there's no love lost between her and Lancel. But clearly the Sparrows can't overpower the Mountain in street combat.
No.
But later in the episode, this kind of comes back around. Because what happens is that King Tommen summons his mum to the Red Keep. He, upon manipulation by the High Sparrow and by others around him, like Kevin Lannister and Pycelle and others that hate Cersei, has forbidden trial by combat, so the Mountain cannot save her when she has a trial.
Exactly. He's
also mentioned that Loras Tyrell will have his trial as well for being gay.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be on the 1st of the festive, so there is a set date for the trial, and Qyburn and his little birds that have been looking around say that there are rumors that are true, and it's much more than he expected. So that could be something.
Ooh.
Something's
interesting.
Qyburn has something that he's been
something's
investigating, yeah. But overall, I actually thought King's Landing was really solid.
Yes. Very little, but very effective.
Now let's talk about what was both the highlight of the episode, but also had some shit in it as well, and that's Riverrun.
Yeah.
So, we get the scene where Brienne and Jaime meet in that tent. Yep. They discuss politics.
Well, first we get Bronn and Podrick outside talking about bollocks.
Yeah, so the sex stuff was cringe, but the fighting stuff was really funny.
Yeah. That's sort of the Bronn that I care more about. You know, being a shit cheat fighter.
Yeah.
but he's good at it.
Yeah, that was funny when he whacked him. And then also
Yeah,
Podrick
and
Podrick trying to act serious, but then he can't help himself but have fun.
Yeah. He's just so good. I love Podrick.
Yeah. I really like the scene where Brienne goes to give his sword back and he lets her keep it. And then after
the whole
that,
scene is just great.
After that, when she stops him and says, if I fail, then, you know, I am, what's the word? I am, by vow, I have to fight you. Or whatever it is that she says.
Yeah, honor compels me to fight for Sansa's king.
Which means fight you. And that doesn't end up happening in the end, but it is
that was a real possibility.
It is a great what's the word? It's a great hypothetical. But the only reason why this doesn't happen is because of the fucking Blackfish being dumb and prideful and stupid and selfish. Because otherwise it would have happened.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate about it. Is that not only is the other Tully men like just insanely stupid, but the Blackfish is great until he isn't. Right at the end, he just goes back to fight for no reason, and it's really annoying, and I hate it. It doesn't. It's probably not quite as like burning inside as Barristan's death is for me, but it's very similar in how it works within the story. It's just such an unfitting death. The other reason why I hate it is because thematically I feel that the Blackfish and Roose Bolton should have met one more time, because I feel like they're really at odds with each other over the Red Wedding. And the fact that they both died in really stupid ways this season really pisses me off.
It's also just like, it would be so interesting to see him. He actually does leave, and he has to face with the fact that his pride is damaged by that, in a sense, and you have that being related to, you know, stuff that's happening in the north.
But instead he goes, yes, one more fight.
But no, the writers are like, we don't really have much else use for him, so we'll just say, you know, his pride allows him to stay.
And then he dies off screen, just like another character in this episode.
Yeah, that's happening a lot.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like it's a drop of poison in the storyline. It really pisses me off.
It's laziness. It's lazy. Like, if you just keep setting up fights that you're just not gonna do, and you can't use the excuse of, well, we probably don't have the budget to be able to do it. It's like, you keep writing yourselves in these situations where you keep having to do this. You should probably rewrite it. Fucking redraft.
But there was one amazing scene in River Run we haven't mentioned yet, and that's the scene with Jaime and Edmure Tully in the tent.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
dialogue was really good.
Talking about Catelyn and Cersei and what they do for their children, persuading him, how Edmure is compelled by hatred, but he can't do anything because he's locked up, and Jaime just knows his power. Yeah. This was I feel like we saw a bit of like the early Game of Thrones Jaime in this scene. It was this
felt like season 1.
Yeah, this was Kingslayer Jaime, right here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's in a way you can sort of look at it like he had to bring it out in order to have this plan work.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because this is a good example of when you make a change to the source material and it allows you to do something different with it, because...
And it still works, yeah.
By this point in the books, he's on his redemption after he found out that Cersei cheated on him, right? So we don't get a scene like this, but because in the show he doesn't know that, and also he still loves Cersei deeply at this point, we do get a scene like this because he's still on her side.
Got a lot of baggage on him despite... the good he's done. There's still an innate inner flaw in him, which is Cersei and his undying love for her, which is very toxic.
But also the other part of this episode that they do hint at is that there's a slight fondness for Brienne within him, even if he won't admit it. It's definitely there. You can see it in his eyes. And that's the duality of Jaime, is it?
It's probably, hopefully, will be explored next season.
So yeah, I think Jaime was probably the highlight of the episode for me. I thought he was great.
He's been great. It's like the second half of the season, he's been really good.
it just really pisses me off that great moment where him and Brienne lock eyes while she's riding away in the river and he lets her go without telling anyone. The only reason that happens is because the Blackfish doesn't join them.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. So annoying. So overall, a very mixed episode.
Oh boy, yeah, that's putting it lightly.
Yeah. Like a lot of seasons 5 and 6, actually. Very mixed. I mean, that just is Dave and Dan at this point in the show. It was received mostly positively by critics, who listed the conclusion of Arya's story with the Faceless Men, the reintroduction of the Brotherhood, and Jaime's scheme the high points. So they consider Arya's story a high point.
Wow.
But some critics describe sequences in the episode to be anticlimactic. Yes, absolutely 100%. The waif and the Blackfish dying off screen was really stupid. So, yeah, Dave and Dan wrote this, and again, like a lot of the last 2 seasons, I'm just confused. I don't understand where this comes from. They just have this ability to do good and bad so simultaneously, even within the same scene. Like, you look at the Bronn pod scene, it's like really bad, and then it's really good as well. And remember back to episode 5, like when they had the King's Moot at Iron Islands? It's like you get that really great Theon speech about, what he believes in and his sister, and then Euron comes in and he's fucking terrible. It's like it's all written by the same guys. This was also directed by Mark Mylod, who did the last episode as well. I think something I noticed he did a lot was, especially during the Braavos scenes, is that he would have the background blurred so that you know when the wave's coming in. Music by Raymond Javadi. I think my favorite use of music in this episode was when Jaime was speaking with Edmure and they played the Lannister theme. The first one we have to listen to is called Needle. Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great song. Great track.
It's a development of Valar Morghulis from season 2, but it's sort of showing Arya's growth. Bloody brilliant. It's just a shame that the storyline's so terrible. But Raymond Javadi tries. He puts it in.
He does, and he succeeds most of the time.
And yeah, I think he did a great job there. The next track is called A Painless Death. You know what annoys me about that song is that as much as it is a really good composition, I just can't get the scene out of my head.
Also, I swear in the middle of it during the quiet moments, it sounded a lot like the 11th Doctor's theme.
I was thinking that.
It's like I feel like it's the exact same motif.
That was strange.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, as I said, it's a good composition, but it's just the scene itself. I just can't remove it from the song. It's tainted. Yeah, so I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that, like, as much as some of the good stuff from Riveron is from the books, the Blackfish being an idiot is not. Conclusion and rating out of 10 for no one.
Oh, God, this one's probably the hardest to do because there's like some like amazing scenes, but then there's some really stupid decisions and an almighty top tier terrible final part of the episode. Like, it's one of the worst final bits of an episode I've ever watched. Honestly, there's some really bad stuff in this episode, but then there's some really good episodes. There are really good parts of this episode. This one's really hard.
This might be the most volatile episode we've done so far, to be honest.
This one's really tough to rate. I can't give it a 5. I can't, because that ending was so bad, and it's such a poorly way of ending that part of the story of the whole show with that arc. It's just... So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, so no one's tricky because King's Landing is solid and Riverrun was really good, and then the Blackfish dies and it's stupid. It's like, it just really pisses me off because there was so much left on the table with it. The stuff with the Hound is just kind of... It's fun to watch, I guess, but it's just... Again, it's just a bit... It's a bit too... Meh. And then the Marine is just a vapid, empty nothingness of cavernous sludge, and Bravos is an absolute disaster. It's some of the worst stuff the show's ever done. I think this is a step above the ones that have got, you know, in the previous 2 seasons. There's been like those really catastrophic episodes that have some of the worst stuff in it. I think this is a cut above those just because of the highlights. So I can't give it a 3. So I'm gonna give it, Jesus, 4 out of 10. I was going to say 3.5, but then I remembered, like, Tommen not allowing Cersei to defend herself by trial by combat is a massive, massive, amazing idea that the show has done, and I have to give them credit for it. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10, but just scrapes a 4. And also, like, the Brienne Jaime scene is so good. The Jaime Edmure scene is great. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I can't give it a 3.5. I think that's a little bit too harsh. But as terrible as Bravos is, the rest of the episode you have to kind of balance it. So 4 out of 10 for no one. But I feel like this could have gone anyway. Like, it's so volatile. If I was being harsh, I could have given it a 3. If I was being kind, I could have given it a 5. I don't know. It's tricky. That was episode 8. Next time we have one that is usually, or if not always, a big episode. In fact, this is the last time we ever get an episode 9, because in season 7 and 8, the seasons are a lot shorter. So yeah, next time is season 6, episode 9. And Callum, what is the name of the episode? Because you said that you know what it is.
Battle of the Bastards.
That's right. It's Battle of the Bastards.
Also, yeah, we didn't have any of John, and we haven't had anything of fucking Bolton in like what 3-4 episodes.
I think since episode 5, maybe.
I can't believe, are they actually? Oh, so what it might be then? Episode 9 literally might be just all of that. That's my prediction then for that episode.
So your anticipations going into Battle of the Bastards?
I get that. It's pretty much. I think that's going to be the whole episode. It's going to be John versus fucking Bolton. I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be John versus Ramsay.
I'm going to give you a clue. It isn't.
Oh, never mind. Which makes it kind of stupid because there's been no build up for the last 3 episodes on the Ramsay side of things. which is a bit strange.
Hmm.
But okay, all right, fair enough.
You'll
It
see.
should probably be the majority of the episode.
I would say it. Well, okay, no, I won't say anything. I'll save it. I'll save it for next time.
Oh god.
Battle of the Bastards. Now, the last time I checked IMDb, it had a 9.9, which is one of the highest ratings a TV episode has ever gotten. Let's see what it is now. Let's see if people like me have voted on it. It's still on 9.9. That's
Lovely.
232,000 votes. It's a featured review, quite possibly the best episode in all of TV.
Wow, that's a high bar.
It won the Emmy Awards for Outstanding Directing and Outstanding Writing. Yep.
Must be very good.
So, IMDb gives it 9.9. The featured comment says best episode of TV ever. And it won Emmys for direction and writing. So, your thoughts going into Battle of the Bastards?
It must be a bloody great episode then. Must be very good. So it's a high bar then.
What do you think my opinion is of it?
I bet you love it. I bet you absolutely love it from your tone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet you're just so excited to watch it again. One of your favourite episodes of TV.
From, like, the best season ever, right?
Yeah.
Remember Josh who was on Iron Man and Rise of Skywalker when we did those?
Mm-hmm.
He said season 6 was his favourite, and the main reason why is because of the next episode.
Ah, high bar.
Yeah. John's favourite character, Battle of the Bastards, is John's best episode in his opinion.
Cool. That'll be fun to watch then.
If he's right, of course. Very high bar. This is... Look, apparently this is better than The Red Wedding, according to the internet.
Yeah, and that was a great episode.
Any last thoughts?
Thanks for watching.
I bid you adieu, a good night, and a goodbye. Bang.